Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Noelle and today we are talking about the Nike Air Zoom Tempo Next Percent. Now I wrote about this shoe along with the other members of the Nike Air Zoom family back in August, where I wrote about the Nike Next Percent. What's next? Me and other running bloggers and running influencers were invited to a Zoom conference with a Nike Ekin or a Nike brand evangelist where we discussed, or actually he discussed, what led to the development of the Zoom platform and what we could look forward to in the following iterations of the Zoom platform, which we see now in this Tempo Next Percent alongside the Alpha Fly Next Percent, Zoom Fly 3, and the Pegasus 37, which I previously reviewed. So first things first, I'm going to go back to this blog post and read it out for you, but if you'd like to skip ahead or if you want a text version of what I'm about to read, then feel free to click the link in the description box and up here in the corner. And yeah, it's going to be spelled out for you there. So the Nike Air Zoom Tempo Next Percent is Nike's fastest trainer shoe. It's meant to bridge the gap between training and racing. It's supposed to have the same feeling as the Alpha Fly Next Percent so that it doesn't feel too jarring when you go from your training miles into the race. Because, you know, the Alpha Fly Next Percent is so vastly different from the other Nike elite running shoes out there that, you know, if going from, let's say, the Pegasus right onto the Alpha Flies, it's certainly going to feel very strange. And that's why Nike created this kind of a transition shoe model, a trainer, to allow you to do your tempo miles in this shoe and keep your Alpha Flies for the race proper. Nike wanted to give this training shoe more softness and comfort rather than the rigidity of a racer, so you could log plenty of tempo miles in it without beating up your body. The Tempo Next Percent uses the same two Zoom Air units as in the Alpha Fly Next Percent, and it's in the forefoot area, but instead of a carbon fiber plate, the Tempo Next Percent has a composite plate made of nylon, which is the same as that used in the first Zoom Fly. It also has React foam in the heel. It uses Flyknit in the upper, and its heel design allows for easy entry, but also a very locked down feel once your foot is in there. So if the Alpha Fly is meant to like really push the boundaries of material design and shoe construction, the Tempo Next Percent kind of pulls back a little, and it's supposed to be a bit more forgiving than the Alpha Fly so that you could train more in it, right? So I first ran in these shoes, actually the first and only time I ran in these shoes was on the day that I received them, which was just this week. I had run a few kilometers earlier in the day already, but when these arrived in the afternoon, I just knew that I had to take them out for a spin. Now, I didn't really take video of myself running in these shoes yet because I wanted to feel my way through it rather than have to stop and position the camera and then run past the camera. And that allowed me to kind of get a real good feel of what this shoe is about and how different it is from whatever else I've been running in for the past year. So the first thing that I thought of was that it's really kind of a quite high platform because this sole is stacked. This is the React foam in the heel. It's got Zoom X right here in the midsole, and then here is the Air Zoom pockets, or what they call, these are Air Zoom pods. So there's two of them right there. And then it's a nice blown rubber outsole for more durability. Now, if you remember my first impressions of the Vaporfly Next Percent, I had to mention that the outsole was it was white here, which meant I wasn't really going to get as much wear or as much durability out of that outsole, so I was kind of concerned. And so the Tempo Next Percent is definitely designed to take a beating for many, many tempo miles. Second feeling that I got from running here is that I was very much on the balls of my feet. Now, while there's a lot of material in the heel, when you're standing in the shoe, it actually kind of tilts you forward onto the balls of your feet for some reason. I think it's got something to do with the way the midsole is shaped and how the foot is cupped in the shoe. So it always makes you feel like you're going to propel forward or you're falling forward onto your forefoot. And that makes for some really interesting kilometers, especially on the long, straight, flat sections that I ran on the day, because I just felt like I could keep going forever. Last first impression is that I did feel that there was some extra spring in my step. I tweeted it out. I said boing, 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 and I will talk about that more in a little bit. I did ask my followers to send me questions about the Tempo Next Percent so that I could attempt to answer them. We're going to go to question number 1. Are these similar to the Alpha Flies? And does it give bounciness as well as speed? Like I said before, the Alpha Fly is your racing shoe and your Tempo Next Percent is the training shoe that you use to get your tempo kilometers in. So I wouldn't try to use these for long, steady distances because for some reason these shoes really feel like they're meant to go fast. And you can't really hold the pace back in a shoe that's constructed like this. Okay, so they're very similar to the Alpha Flies, but the main difference actually is that its plate is not carbon fiber but composite. Does it give bounciness as well as speed? I think the bounciness of it contributes to the speed. But you don't feel like you're bouncing up and down. You're really propelling forward. Number 2 are those soles with air. Yes, these are Air Zoom pods. There are 2 of them in the forefoot. In previous iterations in the Vaporfly, there was just one pocket right in the front. It's actually quite similar to the Pegasus construction where the Zoom air pod is in the same location right here in the forefoot, except this one has 2. May I ask if it's more bouncy than the React sole? Well, it does have React right here in the heel, but I think that React is meant just to cushion any landings, to break any intense impacts. I'm not sure if the React actually contributes to the propulsion that you get when you're running in this shoe. That the propulsion is probably more a function of the plate as well as the Zoom X and the Zoom pods. So if it's more bouncy than the React sole, okay, I've only run in one React shoe and that's the Nike React Infinity Run. And this is definitely bouncier than that. Number 4, is it soft? Does it have good cushion? And another question was, musta cushioning? Balita ko panalo daw kasi kapareho to ng Alpha Fly. So, how's the cushioning? I heard that it's good because it's similar to the Alpha Fly. And yes, the cushioning was really nice. Of course, with a sole this thick, there's an alarm going off. What I can say about the cushioning is that it was really nice and soft underfoot. It kind of reminded me of that same feeling when I ran in the Nike Lunar Lawns a long time ago, but it was kind of that soft. Yes. Number 5. How responsive was it? Was it in the forefoot or in the heel? Well, like I mentioned before, when you're running in this shoe, it doesn't really reward landing on the heel, and it makes you want to rock forward onto your midfoot so that you can really feel the full effect of that nice cushioning and that nice bounce, that nice propulsion. Usually when I try to add more speed, I try to press more firmly into the ground, and this shoe rewarded that with a more pronounced spring off. Number 6. Hindi ba matigas sa heel? Is it not harsh landing on the heel? I do think that the React really cushioned heel strikes very well, but at the same time, like I mentioned, this shoe doesn't really encourage you to land on the heel, and I did consciously try to land on the midfoot more while wearing this shoe. Number 8. Is it really as loud as everybody says? I think so. Yeah, because you're trying to take advantage of loading up this, what essentially amounts to a spring in this shoe, because of that plate and because of the zoom bags and because of the materials. When you load it up, then it allows you to spring off even stronger. So one way to add more energy or store more energy in the material that will then be released to propel you forward is to land a little louder. It can't be helped. If I tried running like a mouse in this, and really felt a bit more effortful just trying to run quietly, but once I let loose and just let my feet land, however loudly they did, I was rewarded with a boost in speed. So, are they as loud as everybody says they are? Yes. Number 9. Can you use it without socks? I did not try. I always wear socks in shoes unless I'm running in distances less than 3 kilometers. It's still pretty much a formal kind of shoe, foot entry into the shoe, except that it doesn't have a tongue. That's all one piece Flyknit. I would say that if I had any issues going sockless, it would be somewhere here around the heel. And that's because this material is harder than the other material, especially the one here in front, which is supposed to be where the tongue is. Yeah, I would be concerned about this area up here, especially as it curves in towards the Achilles tendon. But, I mean, you can always try to make your skin adjust to sockless running, especially if you slowly build up your mileage in these shoes while sockless. That kind of calluses the skin a little bit where it should, so that you won't get any blisters. But yeah, I haven't tried running sockless in them. I don't really run sockless. The insides are nice and velvety soft. Not really a lot of hard edges. So yeah, my main concern when running sockless in these would be around the ankle collar area. How much? Alright, so on the Nike website, it's priced at 10,195 pesos in many colorways, but the sizes are quite limited. They kind of sold out quite quickly, I think. The orange colorway, which is this one, still has a lot of sizes available. So yeah, you could probably pick this up in store, this colorway in particular, quite quickly at 10,195. But also Runner has it, and I think they have a 20% off on it right now on the Runner Instagram page, which I will look up for you. And right now it's priced at 8,156 on their Instagram. Next question obviously is the price tag worth it? It's kind of a jump, especially since I've reviewed shoes that are priced around the 8,000 peso range, but it's still a big jump from 8,000 pesos to 10,000 pesos. Now, is it worth it? It really depends on your priorities for running. I mean, if you want to push yourself to your limits, if you want to get that PR, if you want to get that qualification time, then obviously price is not really an issue for somebody who's that determined. I haven't run in these too much yet, but I do know that it's legit. It really does make you run faster at a slightly lower effort, but you still have to put in the effort of training in these shoes so that you can reap the rewards on race day. For those of you who are running on a budget though, it's a little pricey. So yeah, I do encourage you to look out for these deals, especially what I mentioned, the 20% off from Runner. Maybe next year when these shoes undergo a refresh or the next version comes out, then these will go on sale. Then yeah, they would be great at a discounted price as well. A last question. Rate these shoes from 1 to 10. I would say they're about an 8. They're a little lower than I would have put them because of that price tag, but you know, I was a skeptic of the next percent of this platform with this composite or carbon plate. But now that I've experienced it, it's kind of like, yeah, there's definitely something to it. And that's why I'm giving it an 8. Okay guys, that concludes this very short video. I will be running in these shoes for maybe a month or 2 months before I can finally release my full review of the Tempo Next Percent shoe. It is that Christmas season though, so I might be shutting down the vlog a bit over the next 2 weeks. And I know that you people might not be watching anyway. So yeah, maybe the next time that you'll hear from me will be in the new year. So thanks so much guys for watching this video. If you liked it, please do give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. And I'll see you again next time. Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year!